Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Here we go. Welcome everybody back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. This is our all-out prediction show. We will soon be joined by Dave Robinson, the problem child. He's causing us problems already, but I am joined by Mr. Parker Hamlet. Parker, we're getting ever so close to all out. Not long to go. Card's pretty much been there. It's a stacked card. What are you expecting?
What a rebellious little problem child coming in late, fashionably late. You know, you said it best before we started recording. To our YouTube watchers, the graphic for All Out is a train wreck. And that's pretty much what I'm anticipating this upcoming weekend. So let's get into our predictions, buddy.
Yeah, let's get into it. Right, the first match I've got on the list is Luchasaurus taking on Darby Allin for the TNT Championship match. I predict. I think Darby's going over on this, Parker. I don't know about you. There's not been much. There's been bits and pieces of the build. Obviously, Christian Cage has siphoned himself into it. They had the coffin match that Christian was involved in that he lost. But I'm predicting Darby going over on this.
You know, were you ever in the camp of Luchasaurus retaining? Ever? Did they even convince you for a minute?
Not at all.
I agree, and I say that because I feel like this is kind of them giving the flowers to Darby. And once Darby cut that promo saying, you know, I'm going to make the TNT title important again. I'm going to make it something that it hasn't been in a long time. And I'm going to make it feel important. I think that Luchasaurus and Christian, whoever the hell is the actual champion, is just keeping this thing warm. And I think Darby gets a big moment. So I'm going Darby Allin as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Darby Allin with you. Next match on the list, I am stumped. So I'm going to throw this open to you first. Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs.
This is the toughest match call on the card. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't blame you playing hot potato with me. I'm not gonna throw it right back to you because my gut is telling me Miro. And I say that because Collision was made for guys like him to kind of get back in the good graces and get more wins rather than losses. As long as Hobbs is still affiliated with QTV in any capacity, I feel like there's always going to be something for him to fall back on or something to protect him. So I think this is going to be a great match, though. I really do. I think these two are going to go at it. I think there's going to be some false finishes. I think there's going to be some funny business with QT Marshall. I can see QT Marshall costing Hobbs the match, even though Hobbs is going to have a good showing. So hopefully both the men come out of this looking better than they do going in, but I think Miro goes over here. So I'm picking Miro.
Yeah, I'm going to hit Miro as well. I think that I can't see him losing this. I kind of agree. No, maybe QT costs Hobbs the victory. Perhaps you got me thinking now on that. So yeah, but Miro for me, I'm going Miro. I love Miro. I hope this is a start of something for him. It's been a while. He needs a good solid feud, so to speak. Next one on the list was a match that was made up on Dynamite this week. Statlander and Soho. My personal opinion on this is I don't think Statlander drops to Soho on this occasion. I think it's too early in Statlander's reign. So I'm going Statlander on this. Do you agree with my prediction on that?
You know, I don't. Not only do I think it's too early for Statlander to lose the title, but I also think that Ruby, unfortunately, has been a utility performer in a lot of promotions she's been just because of how reliant and great she is in ring. She hasn't been quite ever picked to be, you know, the woman of any promotion. And unfortunately, that stigma continues at All Out. We're obviously just way too early in Kris Statlander's return. She's had a great run with the TBS title so far since she beat Jade Cargill. So I'm going Kris Statlander here. Easy money.
Easy money. Yeah, we're kind of agreeing on them all at the minute. It would be interesting. The next one was literally, we were talking about this in a bit of detail on the Dynamite review. It was Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley. We're assuming this is going to be the main event. I've just written a load of matches down on my list, so it's not done in any particular order. Cassidy, Moxley. I think you said that you don't think that you think that Orange Cassidy really should retain it. It would be the big step up. I am stumped on this. I'm going to go with Cassidy because I think he deserves a big major pay-per-view win against someone of the main event stature of Moxley, and I'm pretty sure from the Dynamite review that's something that you agree with.
100%. Adam, and I say that because Orange Cassidy really hasn't gotten that huge marquee win over just a big time player in AEW. And, he kind of said the mission statement in the post media scrum for All In. He said, I've pinned everybody but John Moxley. And, give these two 20, 30 minutes in Chicago. And don't get me wrong, it's not going to be, a free ride to the top from John Moxley. I think John's going to beat the absolute dog shit out of Orange Cassidy. But I think Cassidy's going to do what he's done well this entire title reign, being undefeated in 2023, and he's going to escape. Or he does it convincingly. But I think Tony Khan knows what he has in this situation. I think it's been kind of the plan from jump, and that's to elevate Orange Cassidy and push him up the card. So if there is any good thing to come out of All Out 2023, despite all the bad that was going into it, it's going to be the ascension of one Orange Cassidy. So I got Orange Cassidy retaining the international title.
Yeah, I agree. I think Orange Cassidy's he needs this win for me as well, to beat a big main event star. Next one, Kenny Omega. Now, I hate these Japanese sayings, and if you watch this show, I always struggle with the Japanese. But against Takeshita, who have you got going over in that one?
I think this is this one could be a coin flip, really, because you've had Konosuke already pin Kenny at All In that trios tag match. But with all that being said, just like John Moxley being beaten by Orange Cassidy, do you make another superstar in Konosuke Takeshita? So, in my opinion, you go Konosuke here. But at the same time, if I was a betting man, I'd go with Kenny Omega, simply because I don't think Konosuke is going to look any worse coming out of this contest. I think he's a great in-ring competitor, and I think he's going to showcase his skills in a singles competition with Kenny Omega. I think Kenny's going to bring the best out of him, and Konosuke is going to bring the best out of Kenny. So, and I think obviously Kenny's still one of those guys who's one of the tried and true baby faces of the company, but Kenny hasn't gotten a win in quite some time. And
yeah,
I think Konosuke is going to have a great showcase in this match, and it's not going to hurt his stock too much to lose to Kenny here, especially after pinning him at All In. So I'm going Kenny Omega.
And do you think Kenny gets a good cheer in Chicago? Last time they were there, not so good, but do you reckon the crowd will pop for Omega this time?
I think all crowds are going to pop for Omega moving forward, just because Kenny is kind of, I don't know, maybe things have changed. So I think now that everybody knows that Kenny's not really somebody who has much of beef in the situation, is willing to work with Punk. I think that there's a little bit of tensions have died down a little bit with the Chicago crowd. I think that the crowd's going to be hot for this match, and I think these two guys are going to go at it. I'm very much looking forward to this, just because I think Konosuke is worth the investment, and I think it's going to end up paying off for AEW at some point. So this is going to be a nice glimpse into the future of what Konosuke can do. So I'm looking forward to this a lot, but I don't think Kenny's going to get booed too bad.
No. And well, the problem child is finally here. You finally managed to find the link that puts you onto this show.
Maybe I need to upgrade from AOL.
Yeah,
I've probably never even heard of AOL.
My word. AOL. Dave, you've missed a few matches. I'm going to run off very quickly so that you can.
Just shout the match. I'll give you my prediction.
So we've covered Luchasaurus and Darby Allin.
Luchasaurus.
You're going for Luchasaurus?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, you are the.
I don't think this is going to.
I told you there's devil advocate to play there. There is.
Yeah,
I think that Christian is doing such a good job. I don't think you mess with that formula at all. And yeah, Darby could have his moment, but he's been TNT champ a couple of times. I'm sure he will be again. I think at the minute, Christian Cage, and by kind of default, Luchasaurus pick up the win, or other way around.
He really is making me regret my Darby pick. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. He's living up to his problem child name. The match that stumped me and Parker the most is the second one, which is the one on your screen, actually, Dave. Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, this is a coin toss for me. Really, really difficult. I think, unfortunately for Hobbs, the fact that he has been there more and Miro hasn't, I'll go for Miro, just because it feels like more of a return match for him. I know he's had a few matches on Collision. This is his first featured match. There's still obviously stuff with QTV and shenanigans that could happen to cost Hobbs the match, maybe. I'm hoping he's protected in defeat if he does lose. I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be quite happy with a Hobbs win, and I think he You could argue the case for both of them to deserve it. But yeah, to give you a short answer so we can move on, Miro.
There's one of your problem child, one of your special features, amazing hearing, because Parker actually said that QT would cost Hobbs the match, and you've just mentioned that. So maybe that's one of your special features as the problem child, is that you can hear things. That
Me and Parker are on the level the same level as the devil.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Yeah, indeed. The next one, Dave, was Statlander and Soho.
Stat wins this.
We said it's too early.
Too early into a reign. I'm sure it would be a great match. They've had great matches before, so I don't think it's not going to be like a short squash match or anything like that. It's going to be a really competitive match, and I'm sure there'll be some good near falls. But I think Statlander walks out with her title.
Yep, you've gone with us on that. We had Moxley and Cassidy was next on the list.
Oh, so we talked about this on the Dynamite review, and I'm going to stick with what I said, and I'm going to go with the OC.
Yep, full house on that one, Dave. Right, so this was the match that we got to. Parker's given his view. I've got to pronounce his name again. It's Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita.
Takeshita, yeah. I think Kenny gets his win back here because obviously Konosuke got the victory at All In.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if he can do a one-winged angel on Takeshita because he's a big guy. But I think Kenny gets the win here. What's interesting to me, I think you were just touching on it, is the reaction that Kenny gets in Chicago. Regardless of the reaction, though, I think Kenny's going to walk out the winner.
Yeah, I've gone for Kenny as well. I think
I actually picked Kenny to lose with interference from Larry. So that's my prediction.
Well, I mean, Callis will be there at ringside, won't he? So he could cost it him. But
no, that dog's got it. The dog's got to get his receipt, man.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like a passing of the torch type match where Omega's got to put him over. I think they're on pretty much, similar. Yeah, Konosuke is a younger guy, and he's not been exposed to the American audience as much as Kenny. And obviously Kenny's a former AEW world champion as well. But I don't think this is the time that Kenny has to do that. I think there's a lot of miles in the tank for Kenny Omega.
And Konosuke already got his win over Kenny. And you already said the word what this match is about. It's about exposure for Konosuke. That's the bottom line.
That's it. That's a big featured match on a huge pay-per-view all out in Chicago. We'll really we know how good Takeshita is. But this is the first time that I can remember he's in a real significant featured match at the top of the card against a former world champion in Kenny. Yep. So I'm sure he's going to go blow to blow with him, and we'll, the sink or swim thing, I'm sure he'll swim easily, to be honest. He's got so much talent, but I think Omega gets his win back after he lost to Takeshita's roll up on Sunday.
Agreed. That's what I'm going with as well. I think Omega's going to win. 8-man tag now. It's the Bang Bang Gang against FTR and the Young Bucks. I'm personally going for Bang Bang Gang just because I'm still wearing the Bullet Club shirt from I have washed and changed since the Dynamite review. I'm not wearing the same clothes that I was wearing on.
I don't believe you.
Thanks for that. Dave, where are you going with on this?
I haven't washed or changed.
Oh my God!
I just killed K.
The Wembley stench.
No, I think the Bullet Club have got to win this match. Absolutely got to. They are, some of the best thing on TV in many respects in terms of AEW. Certainly the best faction, you could say. I think they've just come out of a massive win at All Out, which I predicted would go All In. Sorry, that I thought would go the other way. The fact that you backed them then when they're kind of like at half strength, it was just Jay and Juice teaming with Konosuke Takeshita. So all 4 of the Bullet Club Gold members are together, and I really think this has to be a statement victory. But there's obviously going to be FTR and the Bucks. There's going to be a storyline continuation there, and perhaps costing one team, costing the other, or stuff that's going to happen. But for me, I don't know if you agree, Parker, but Bullet Club Gold have got to pick up this victory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in the same camp of, you could throw together as many iterations of old Bullet Club as you want, or really any team, rather. I feel like the mission statement for anything involving the Bang Bang Gang in 2023, Guns Up, damn right. I think you got to do as much as you can to get these guys over, and having them beat two storied members of Bullet Club and FTR to kind of keep that flame stoked as well. Hopefully we get another match between them down the line. Dear God, best tag match 2023. Guns up. I think the Guns are up in this situation as well. I got Bullet Club Gold taking the win in this one.
Yeah, that's another full house. The next match, so on Rampage on Friday, that aired on Friday for us, the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver won the Battle Royal to take on Better Than You Baby, Adam Cole and MJF for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I still think it's too early for these two to lose the titles. I'm not going for a title change yet. Parker, you in the same bold that it's still going to be Better Than You Baby, or are you expecting them to drop straight away?
Wait, who are they facing again? You cut up.
Oh, sorry, Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
The Dark Order one? Okay, all right. If they're probably still not done crying about Hangman not hanging around them anymore. And what has AEW done to make me even think the Dark Order has a fraction of a fucking chance to win this match? Absolutely nothing. So obviously Better Than You Baby, kangaroo kick, double clothesline, insert silly tag team finisher here. They're going to pick up the win over Dark Order and continue this bromance.
Agreed, Dave?
Absolutely, full house. I think it'd be a great match. I think Silver and Reynolds are fantastic in the ring. I'm surprised as well, Parker, that they've gone with the Dark Order. But yeah, the Better Than You Baby retain.
The next match is actually announced on Dynamite, and I forgot to mention it on the Dynamite review, so I will take that as an apology. That's my bad. It probably shows how much interest I have in it. But it's Samoa Joe and Shane Taylor for the Ring of Honor Television Championship, which actually should be a meat slapping contest. Two big old boys going at it here. Dave, for me, Joe carries on. I can't see, with little or no build, I can't see Joe dropping this title.
Yeah, I think obviously this build has all been done on Ring of Honor, which we don't cover on the podcast. So I've seen bits of it. And I think Shane Taylor's a really well-respected competitor, and he's going to put up a good fight, and this should be another great match. But I don't expect Samoa Joe, the king of television, to lose that TV title anytime soon. So Samoa Joe for me.
Parker, is it full house?
Yeah, I mean, Samoa Joe's fresh off of not only losing against Punk for the Real World Championship and being his babysitter at Wembley, but he's also still the Ring of Honor World TV Champion, and he does a hell of a job at that. I think he's going to elevate a lot of people during this reign of terror, but I don't think that reign of terror ends in Chicago, so I got Joe full confidence.
And what do we reckon for the crowd reaction to Joe, considering he obviously took on Punk? We're not, it really matters, but
who the hell is going to boo Samoa Joe in 2023?
Everyone loves Joe.
Everybody.
There was a massive joke, like contingency ran by me, but I think that was probably all throughout the stadium on Sunday night.
There was a lot of big Joe chants. We love Joe. We like the Acclaimed. Everyone loves the Acclaimed. Everyone loves Samoa Joe, or at least is scared of him, not to boo him.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see Sloppy Joe. He's going to beat the crap out of Shane Taylor. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and the last match that's currently booked, this is a Saturday. Things can happen at Collision, so we are doing it. A card is subject to change and subject to be added to. So on the last match that we've got currently booked is Eddie Kingston and Shibata versus Claudio, Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta in a tag match. There's nothing really on this match, but this is going to be another one where you just want Eddie and Claudio to throw some hands. Parker, who are you going for in this one?
I mean, honestly, it could be a coin flip. Whoever they want to have the upper hand going into later AEW programming. Obviously, you mentioned Claudio, Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston are on a collision course towards one another. That is inevitable. Shibata and I mentioned on our Dynamite review, Shibata and Wheeler Yuta have had some great contests in Ring of Honor. It'll be interesting to see those two kind of clash, especially as Wheeler's only getting better and better. But I think because of the inevitable clash between, but it is on pay-per-view. I'm going Kingston and Shibata here. I don't really have an amazing well-versed reason as to why, but I have a hard time picturing Tony booking Shibata to lose on pay-per-view, even if in a tag match, and with Eddie Kingston, who's just riding all this momentum coming out of that huge New Japan title win. So I got Kingston and Shibata on pay-per-view.
Cool. Dave?
Yeah, I agree with Parker, to be honest with you. I see the champions winning here. This is what I was saying on our Dynamite review. It's a bit of a shame that there's not a bit more time between All In and All Out. that we could have built to these 2 singles matches, because I think this is a vehicle to get to those 2 matches. Although we have already had them. I think Kingston will ultimately beat Claudio at some point down the line. But I see the champions winning in this match as well. The BCC have seemed to pick up a few defeats lately. So that's the only thing that I'm a little bit reluctant to go against them. But I think Wheeler's still at a stage where he can lose in this match, particularly if Wheeler loses to Eddie. I don't think there's much harm done to Wheeler. And Eddie can't lose at the minute. He's just too damn popular. He's doing so well. Probably the best run of his career, gold round his waist at the minute, albeit from New Japan. But yeah, I think the good guys win this one.
I'm going for Kingston to pin Claudio in this, because I think it sets up Kingston's then going to say, well, I pinned you. I know they've had a match.
Absolutely, which Claudio won. So yeah, that would justify Kingston's rematch.
I think that's going to age well, Adam. I think that's probably actually the outcome. So good call by you.
Yeah, great shout.
That is it. And guys, it's been a quick one today, but Parker's a very busy man, and we wanted to get him on being our American correspondent for AEW. He needed to be on this show. We've got it done really quick. Enjoy your Saturday. We're going to get ready for All In. We do have some other pay-per-views, so some other companies that we're not going to mention.
It's all out, damn it. All out.
It's all out. I'm going to Revolution Pro tomorrow to watch a great show. Dave, you serenaded us on the Dynamite review. Are you going to go back and do it the normal way now, or are you still sticking with your...
Which way do you want? Do you want traditional?
The Omega way. You got to do it the Omega way.
Okay. Right, it's time to bid you adieu. Good night. I've done it the wrong, man. Is it goodbye then good night? What?
Oh my God, you're the AEW guy.
I've just added 30 seconds to this podcast.
I bid you adieu. Was it goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang.
Bang.
Stay safe, guys. Never work with children, animals, or problem childs. Stay safe.